everyone. Okay, so I'm going to try and kind of go over what I am going to be doing sketch-wise, my picture, and then some of the products that I know I'm definitely going to be using. So let me show you guys the sketch. It is not really a sketch, it's a lift by Susan Weinroth, and I can't remember where this is from or what gallery it is, but it was posted on her blog. I don't know if it, I think, it was a page she did for CHA back in July. So that is this one. And then I pulled up a photo of my son running in front of the house one of the days that we played out in the sprinklers, and I really love his like chubby little legs and his wrinkly toes, and you can't really see it in this picture, but I have pictures of this exact swimmer and his butt cheeks are hanging out, so I thought that was really cute. I pulled the Heyday collection since I haven't been using it. I mean, I was so anxious to get it, and then I only made like a couple layouts, so I have that collection here. Let me just kind of fan it out, and it's a very like springy, summery color collection, so I'm not quite sure what pages I'm going to be using. I think the only definite thing I know right now is that I have a white cardstock for the background, since I won't be using an entire page and just strips because of the fact that the photo is so big. So I have just a plain cardstock. I have the ephemera pack that I opened at some point, and then I just have them in a little plastic baggie. I have the mistable thickers, or mistable, I guess they're thickers. I actually don't know, or die cuts. I'm thinking I might use some clouds and maybe a camera. Or the butterfly. Actually, you can see I am not very prepared. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm hoping it should go by fairly quickly. I cut out all the journaling cards off of the big 12 by 12 so that they're easier for me to look at. And then I have some of the brads that she used on the page, and I like the Go See Do. I like it because the colors are really pretty. So I mean, it's like a orange, blue, and green. And then I have the thickers to go with it. I am more than likely going to be using this blue one. And then I pulled my shipping tags. She has some tags in her on her page. I don't know if they're patterned or not, just because I didn't print it out in color. So I have my shipping tags, and then I did the title. Where is it? There it is. Title here. It's going to be Remember in the big alphas, and then Everything About Today, or this. I haven't quite decided, so that is where I'm going with it. Alright guys, enjoy the speeded up version. Hopefully I can figure out the sound and make it better so that you guys can actually hear what I'm talking about. Or it could be the fact that I'm doing this at I'm doing the voiceover at like 2 in the morning, so I could probably find some time to do it in the afternoon and I can actually not whisper. So thank you guys for joining me, and enjoy! Hi everyone. Okay, so I am going to work on the volume here. Hopefully it's working. Keeping my fingers crossed. It's in the afternoon, so it should be better. I'm just flipping through the papers here to find out what colors I like. Since it's an 8 by 12 picture, it it's not covered with a lot of pattern paper, so I only end up using, I think, 2 sheets, and it's that blue fish scale one and then a strip of that yellow. And I think I have another page, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to line the bottom here with some Making Memories washi tape. No, not Making Memories, I'm sorry. My Mind's Eye from the Sweetest Thing collection. And then I'm going to put my photo down and then use a green strip of Recollections washi tape as another border. And I like the fact that they're really thin. And it's a different size compared to just all the other regular washi tapes out there. So I prefer them. I need to go get some more. Michaels has quite a selection of different types of washi tape, so I'm going to use another one here. It's like a peachy chevron. It's like peachy pink almost, and it went really well with the Heyday collection that I was using. So it was just me trying to fiddle with it just because it overlapped the picture just a tiny smidge. I'm quite the perfectionist, and that bugged me a lot that it ripped the paper on the side. You can't really tell, but it's like a little fuzzy on the side. I have to get over it though. There's that little strip of the yellow pattern paper, and I was going to attach it with the two-way zig glue pen, and realized because it's on washi it doesn't quite stick, and it moves around too much, so I ended up going with some pop dots. I use the pop dots for everything. I know I should at some point use glossy accents for like wood veneers and all that, but I'm so lazy when it comes to making sure that things dry, and because my time is limited in my room, I try to make the most of it, and that's why I end up using the glossy accents. I'm just using some wax paper to kind of spread out my title. I'm using those blue thickers that go with the line. And then I pulled out a whole bunch of Technique Tuesday Ali Edward stamps. The ones I'm discarding to the right are ones I'm definitely not using, and then the ones at the top I'm thinking of using, and I'll go through them again. That's usually how I sort it out. I really like those. I end up going with a stamp on the bottom and on the top. I had to pull the layout to see what one I went with. So the one on the bottom says this day, this moment, this story, this life. And then as I was doing that, I realized there was a stamp on there that said remember, or something about days like these, and I thought that might be a good one, but I couldn't seem to get it to fit on the stamp page that I already did. So I ended up going with another stamp from one of the monthly releases, and it's called, oh, I don't know, but it has a whole bunch of generic sayings. This one says the simple joy of recording memories, and that's just on top. And I used the Cup of Joe Hero Arts mid-tone ink to stamp those out, and that's that paper that I used a couple of layouts ago for my challenge layout for a Scrapology. I've just been using that paper. The grid papers come in super handy for journaling and for my titles. So I'm just laying those out there, and it's great for lining your letters up, and I don't have to pull out my like squared ruler. So there it is. I realized when I put it on there that you can't really tell, or the paper doesn't really pop, and so I end up matting it on some white cardstock. And I have some fishtails at the very end there, just to give it a little bit more interest. The page is really simple because it's mostly photo, so, but I end up liking it altogether. I know it's simple, and it's just of his chubby legs and his little feet. But flipping through the ephemera pack, looking for some tags or little embellishments to layer, and I end up going with some banners to go on the side instead of using my shipping tags, and then a couple of arrows and that little running boy that I have trouble figuring out where to put, just because he's running in the opposite direction, and then when I flipped him over, he couldn't fit anywhere. I'm going to mat my flags there on some white cardstock, again, just because I feel like it popped a little bit more off the page and gave it just a tad bit more interest, and you can actually see it a lot better against the sidewalk color there, and it doesn't just blend in. So doing that, and then I'm going to take my Crop-A-Dile and then just punch out the holes. My Crop-A-Dile hardly ever sees the light of day unless I have to punch a hole somewhere, which is very seldom. So, and I know I have the big one, the big bite here somewhere, I just don't know where it is. And then I grabbed some twinery twine in the stone color to string the banners or flags through, and just kind of spreading it out there. I attached it with my tiny attacher, but it was just basically to hold it so that I could glue dot them down, and then I actually end up covering the little staples there. It comes in very handy. Looking for a yellow button to string through to make it look like the buttons are holding up the flags there on the side. Those buttons I picked up at Tuesday morning. I love all the colors in there. It's kind of like a pastel-y color, and it seems to work with a lot of the pages that I do. So that one gets to sit on my desk and not on a shelf behind me. Just stringing some twine, like I said, to make it look like it is being strung. I had to stop the video just because my memory was full on my card. So I only punched out a couple of circles with my punches, some from an orange paper from the line, and then some vellum. And then I'm trying to figure out, let's see, the lettering and just the placement of everything. Can't really tell it's vellum now that I think about it, but at least it separates it. And then I use my Martha Stewart punch there for the pink circle and some craft paper. Cover it behind there and actually end up using just one of those badges that from Studio Calico that says Go See Do, and then a arrow from the ephemera pack. I was trying to use all three, but I couldn't. So, and then I placed just one little wood veneer heart by Studio Calico. These stickers, I don't know if anybody else has had a trouble with them, but the adhesive on them aren't very good. Like everything kind of peels up, it doesn't stick very well. And it's not because I placed it on the wax paper first and then on the page. I peeling these small stickers up, everything was coming up at the same time. So I don't know if it's just my pack or if anybody else has gotten trouble with these. So just an FYI, I may not be buying any more of those sticker sheets from Studio Calico. I know the alphas are fine, but the alpha like big sheets, but these ones, not so much. So it just says love you and then his name on the last banner. Call them banner flags, I'm not quite sure. So, and then I just put one pop dot on each flag to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. Not too much, I just kind of wanted to make it look like it was floating there. Putting it back in the bag. If I don't have an organized space, like I can't scrapbook it, it just drives me insane. I end up only using one camera from the mistable thicker shapes, and I painted it with some Mr. Huey's clay. And what I did is I put it on a small piece of wax paper. I took the dauber out, placed it on the wax paper, and then just used little bits at a time to paint over the camera. That way I don't waste as much ink. I think when I spray it, it seems like a lot. So, and I wanted a light color. I didn't want it completely drenched. So, and then I pulled out a sequin to kind of give it that look of like that old flash. So, I was going to add more sequins, but I didn't want it to clash with just the one that's on the camera there. Trying to figure out my journaling. I know it's definitely going there. I end up printing it out on the computer here in a second. So, where is it? There it is. Okay. I really like how my room is set up to where I can easily print out my journaling. It's like right next to me. I don't have to go to a different room. I don't have to turn anything on, and I could literally just like roll over to my printer and pick it up. So it makes it so much easier. I end up going with a Woodland Park October Afternoon label sticker for the date in like a pink color there on top, and I layer it behind the title. Do I do anything else? I think I'm looking for a clip at some point that I don't end up using. I bought these clips from Hobby Lobby and they have arrows on them, and I just can never seem to get them to fit right on a page. So, oh, I thought I was doing the clip. My bad. Okay, so I'm trying to find stickers for his age. I was thinking of doing the Tiny Type by Cosmo Cricket and end up eventually using the Kaisercraft, like little tiny alphas, which are super tiny. I'm glad I was going with a styrofoam look because they're so difficult to get them to line up just because they're so little. And I cut my nails recently, so I wasn't going to get them straight anyways. That's just some tiny text by Cosmo Cricket. I think it says embrace each and every moment. And that is it, even though I pulled a clip. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am hoping this works, keeping my fingers crossed. I hope you enjoy, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!